Welcome to the iTree Education channel. Today we are going to discuss the part 6 of the number systems lesson. Today our focus is to discuss about ones complements and the two's complement. Do you ever think about how the computers do the calculations? Computers will perform this calculation using two's complements method. So today we are focusing on how can we use the ones complement numbers and the two's complement numbers to make the calculations. Okay, let's discuss how the number representation methods are. What are the methods used to represent numbers? There are several methods used to represent the numbers. The first method is the unsigned number method. Second one is the sign magnitude representation of the numbers. Next one we are calling as the ones complement method. Next one we call as the two's complement methods. If you look at generally the computers will perform two's complement methods to do all the calculations internally. That's why we have to know very well how the computers are performing their calculations. How can we use the two's complement calculations? This lesson is very important for the advanced level students as well as the students who do the computer diploma courses and degree courses. All those courses will have need some knowledge about one's complement, two's complement, number systems. Okay, first we discuss about the unsigned number representation. Unsigned. What is unsigned means there is no sign is used. So those can be used only to represent the positive numbers. Look at now these things in binary. These numbers will have no sign in front of the numbers. So these could represent only the positive numbers. There is no possibility to show the negative numbers. Minus sign is not used, so you can't represent the negative numbers on this presentation. If you look at these unsigned numbers, so we want to know how much numbers we can represent. This is the formula we use to represent unsigned numbers. If you take n bit word, it can represent from 0 to plus 2 to the power n minus 1. That means if you use 4 bits as a word length, the size of the word is 4 bits, you can represent the numbers from 0 to 15. Remember that it has no sign, so you can represent only the positive numbers. If you use 8 bits, you can see the range will become from 0 to 255. Likewise, we can make the range. So remember the formula, it is from 0 to plus 2 to the power n minus 1. Sign magnitude representation. Whenever you want to represent a value, especially the negative values, how do you represent? Normally in the sign magnitude representation, we are putting a sign in front of the numbers. If the positive numbers are given with the plus sign, negative numbers are represented with the minus sign. So these symbols will be used in front of the numbers like this. You can see this is the sign, this is the magnitude. So we have sign, plus sign for positive numbers, minus sign for the negative numbers. If you look at binary numbers, how can you do that? If you look at how we are going to store the numbers in the computers, they use the binary numbers. In binary numbers, can we save the plus sign or the minus sign? No, you can't use the plus sign or minus sign. Then what to do? What we do is we take the number, we reserve the first bit, what we call as the MSB, most significant bit. The first bit we are reserving for the sign. How can we do that? For positive numbers, we use the MSB, the first bit as a 0. Negative numbers, we will use MSB as the 1. So in the computers, we use the binary numbers. In binary numbers, when we use the sign magnitude representation, we use the MSB, most significant bit, to represent the sign of the number. MSB 0 is for positive numbers, MSB 1 is for negative numbers, something like this. You can see this is a sign, this one. Normally in binary we call this as a sign bit because we use either 0 or 1. 0 for positive numbers, 1 for negative numbers. So whenever we look at a binary number, we can determine whether it is positive or negative by looking the first bit, the MSB. If the MSB is 0, it's a positive number. If the MSB is 1, it's a negative number. Okay. Now if you look at the sign magnitude numbers, what is the range we can represent with this sign magnitude? If you use the n bit word, we can see this is the formula we use to represent the range. It is minus 2 to the power n minus 1 minus 1. 2, it goes positive 2 to the power n minus 1 to minus 1. Okay, if you use 4 bits, you can see now the range will be from negative 7 to positive 7, minus 7 to plus 7. If you use 8 bits, the range becomes minus 127 to plus 127, negative 127 to positive 127. Okay, now we will try to do some calculations with this sign magnitude representation. Look at now. Here we use the first bit, sign bit, as the sign. MSB is for sign, and we use 3 bits for our magnitude to represent our value. Look at this one now. 1011, we are going to add to the 0011. When we add it, we get this answer. As you know, the first bit is sign. It's now negative number, so this is negative 6. But look at these numbers, the real numbers. That is 1011 means minus 3, 0011 means plus 3. So when we add minus 3 to plus 3, what is the answer? 0. What that means? The calculation is wrong. Binary calculation is wrong. Look at now this one. We can add together. This is the answer. We get this one in decimal. It's a 1 plus minus 6. Okay. But here you get the answer. Since the sign bit is 1, it's a negative number. This negative 7, minus 7. So now if you look at this one, it is plus 1 minus 6. So calculation should make the answer as minus 5. But you got answer minus 7 in binary formula. That's wrong. We get one more. Add this one together. As you know now, this is a negative number. It is negative 6. When you make this one, 7 plus 7, 14. Yet answer is wrong. So we have problem now. So this is the basic problem we are facing whenever we try to make calculation using the sign magnitude representation. When you add, when you deduct, it gives the wrong answer. So that means we can't use this sign magnitude representation with the computer to do the calculation because it's producing wrong answers. So we can't use this one. So now the problem with the sign magnitude. First one is correct addition and subtraction are relatively complex. We have seen that. Next one, if you look at very especially, there are 2 representation for 0. Then if you write 4 zeros, it make positive 0. If you make 3 zeros, it's the negative 0. Can we accept that one? As you know, there is no positive 0 or the negative 0. It couldn't be accepted. Okay, how to overcome these problems? To overcome these problems, they propose 2 different methods. First one is the 1's complement representation. Next one is the 2's complement representation. First, we will look at how could we do the 1's complement representation. 1's complement representation. How do you do that? Already you know there are 2 different types of numbers, positive numbers as well as negative numbers. Positive numbers, there is no changes in 1's complement. You represent positive numbers as you did in sign magnitude representation, the ordinary method. First bit we reserve for the sign, it's always 0. Then we write the rest of the numbers. But for negative numbers, we do a little bit mathematical methods. How do you represent negative numbers in 1's complement? We invert all the bits in the unsigned number. So that means we are inverting the digits there. We are changing 1's to 0's and 0's to 1. we get few examples. We can see that 5. Remember, it's a positive 5. For positive numbers, we are not making any changes. You can see that unsigned, signed magnitude, one's complement are the same. Now we can see how can we do the negative 5. Unsigned, you can't replace, that is a no sign. Then sign magnitude, we just make the first bit MSB 1, we represent. For the ones complement, we are change the number to other way around. We are just inverting the number. You can see that. Look at this one now. It's a positive 9. There is no changes. Unsigned, signed magnitude, one's complement are the same. If you look at negative 9, how do you do? We get the unsigned, we change the bits of that. Look at this one now. You can see that. So negative always should change. In one's complement, what should remember is we are changing, we are inverting bits in the number. Positive numbers will be represented as it is. Okay, now we try to make little bit more. 25, positive 25. Can we represent unsigned, signed magnitude and one's complement? This is the one you get. Now we try to show you a very special case, that is 0. You see now 0. You can notice that unsigned, there is no sign, then you can forget about that now. Sign magnitude, the first sign is 1, so 0 has 2 representation. One's complement also had that problem. It also has 2 representation for the 0. It is positive 0 as well as negative 0. You can notice that one's complement also has the same problem like sign magnitude. There are 2 representation for the 0, that is positive 0 and negative 0. That's one of the drawback of the one's complement system. That's why computers are using 2's complement methods to do the calculations. Okay, we try to do something more to find out what is the range we can represent with the one's complement numbers. So this is the formula we can use for n-bit numbers. That is from minus 2 to the power n minus 1 minus 1 to positive plus 2 to the power n minus 1 minus 1. If you use 4 bits, the range become minus 7 to plus 7, negative 7 to positive 7. If you use 8 bits, the range will change from minus 127 to plus 127, negative 127 to positive 127. Likewise, we can make the ranges applying number of bits to the formula given. Okay, we try to do some calculations. See now, these both are positive numbers. We simply convert 25 to binary, 17 to binary. I'll give you a small tip here. Whenever you do some calculation for this kind of calculation, you write the numbers in 2 sides. You take a 2 columns and write in 2 columns, then it is easily visible to the paper. So mistakes are very less. When you write these 2 values in 2 columns, then you can take down and note the answers there. This will make very clear way of presenting your answer. In the exams, it is very, very important to present the answers very clearly. So this should give you a clear way of writing your answers. So examiners will be very, very happy to see the clear answers. How do you? You make the values on 2 sides and then flow this to paper. Okay, now we add in these 2. We add these 2. This is the answer. So first bit is the sign bit. It's a 0. It means this is a positive number. No conversion is required. We can directly find the decimal equivalent of this value. So now it's 42. Answer is correct. We can go one more. plus 16 minus 30. We add together. The advantage of using this 1's complement and 2's complements are all the calculations, addition and subtraction, we can carry it out through addition. So that means only addition is required for that one. That's why we're using the 1's complement, 2's complement to the calculation. All the deductions can be carried out through addition. There's the advantage of using 1's complement as well as 2's complement. However, in the computer, it uses the 2's complement for calculations. Okay, now we're adding this one. Plus 16, it's okay. Minus 30. How do you get that? First you write the plus 30, get the binary value of plus 30, positive 30. Then you convert it. How to get the 1's complement? You invert the bits there. 0 to 1, 1 to 0. Then write that two numbers. Then we add. What do you notice? The first bit, sign bit, it is 1. That means this is a negative number. What that means? You want to make the conversion. We convert it. Now we just forget about the sign bit now because we know it is a negative number. Then you're going to convert that one, change, invert it, 1s to 0s and 0s to 1s. Then you find out decimal equivalent of this. So now it is minus 40. Answer may be right. Answer is right. Okay. One more. Minus 29 add to plus 14. 29. No changes are required. It's a positive number. Okay, now we're converting. 14. We can add together now. We are adding this together. Sign bit is 1. It's a negative number. Conversion is required. We convert it. You can see that the answer is negative 50. We get one more. Minus 29 minus 14. So plus 29. We need to convert to 1's complement. We invert the number. Plus 14. We want to convert it. We are inverting the number. Now we are adding together. We add together. So now very special case. We have an additional bit. What do we do for this additional bit? In 1's complement, this is a very special. This additional bit is called as carry bit. When there is a carry bit in 1's complement, you should add this one to the end of the number. In 1's complement, when you got a carry bit, that should be added to the end of the number, something like this. We add in now. When you add this one, we get the answer something like that. So now this is the answer. First bit is the sign bit. It's 1. But that means it's a negative number. That means you need to convert it. Okay, now we are converting that one. So now we can calculate the number. It is negative 43. Answer is right. Okay, we do this calculation as well. 9, we are making 1's complement. 4, we are making 1's complement. We'll add together. This is the answer. We do have a carry bit. Yeah, we adding this one to the end of the number. First bit is 1. This is a negative number. Conversion is required. We convert it. This is the 1. Answer is right. Okay, now we can see that calculations are okay. But what is the problem with 1's complement? The first problem, there are two representations for the 0. Then when we have a carry bit, you have to make additional calculation. So you need an additional circuit to handle the carry bit. So these are the problems with the 1's complement. there are two representation for 0, that means positive 0 and the negative 0. When there's a carry bit, you have to have an additional circuit to handle that one. So this make computer slower. You want to check the carry bit, and when there's a carry bit, you want to add it, so it make a little bit complex. So now you can see the 0. So these are the two problems basically with the ones complement system. To overcome these problems, we introduce the 2's complement number representation. So 2's complement doesn't have these problems, and now all the computers use the 2's complement internally to make the calculation. That's why we want to learn about 2's complement method. How do you get the 2's complement? Positive numbers as regular method, no changes, we write as usual. But for negative numbers, you have to make the 2 steps. What are these 2 steps? First, you convert the number into 1's complement. First, you convert the number into 1's complement. Then you add 1 to that number. To get any number into 2's complement, we are representing negative numbers in 2's complement format by converting first to the 1's complement of that number and adding to 1 to that. Okay, we get the range of the 2's complement representation. If it is n bit of numbers, this is a range. It is minus 2 to the power n minus 1, 2 plus 2 to the power n minus 1 minus 1. So when you have 4 bits, this is a range. Now what we can do, we can summarize the range. You can summarize the range of this one. How many numbers you can represent with unsigned, signed magnitude, 1's complement and 2's complement. Then we can notice the difference of the ranges. We can notice that in the 2's complement, the range become, if you use 4 bits, it is from negative 8 to positive 127. Minus 8 to plus 127. So range is a little bit bigger. If you use 8 bits, it become minus 128 to plus 127. Okay, now we see how can we convert numbers into 2's complement. The notice it, only we are converting into 2's complement negative numbers. Positive numbers will be represented as it is. No changes are required for the positive numbers. Plus 25. Minus 30. You can convert it. You can see that we are adding 1 to the 1's complement number. The 2-step work. First convert into 1's complement, then add 1 to the answer. Minus 45. You can do that. 87 positive. Are we converting? Are we adding 1? No, we don't do that. You can see that. Okay, look at now for 0. What is happening with the 0? You can see that positive 0, no changes are required. Negative 0, if you think about negative 0. Okay, now we can see that when you add 1, it get one additional bit here. Actually, it should be 1, okay? It's a 1. This should be 1. What we do that? That is called the carry bit. In 2's complement methods, we are ignoring this carry bit. When there's a carry bit, we ignore that. We are ignoring. We are not considering the carry bit. So we are not thinking about the carry bit. If there is a carry bit, we forget about that carry bit. Here should be 1. We are forgetting it. Either 1 or 0, whatever. Normally we get 1. We are forgetting that 1 in 2's complement method. Okay, we do some additional calculations using 2's complement. Both are positive numbers, so no conversion are required. We can add together this answer. You know that is positive number, since the carry bit sign bit is 0, so positive number. We can get the number. We do that one. 32, no conversion required. It's a positive number. 13, it's a negative number. It need the conversion. First write the normal number in binary format. Convert to 1's complement. How do you do that? Yeah, you are inverting that. To make the 2's complement, we are adding 1 to that number. So this is the 2's complement number. Now we can add this together. You can see very clearly that if you use the two columns, in the two columns of the paper, you can easily make the calculation simple, clear way. So I always recommend you to follow this method, write in two columns and drop down. Then you can easily get the clear answer writing way. We add in now together. There should be a carry bit here. But we do that. We are forgetting about the carry bit. I did not the carry bit, we are forgetting about that. So now answer is, okay, sign bit is 0, is a positive number. We are forgetting about the carry bit. Answer is now plus 19. Answer is right. We make one more calculation. 16 minus 30. 16, no conversion required. 30 plus 30 is this. 1's complement. Add 1 to make it 2's complement. This is the 2's complement. Now we are adding this together. We get something like this. So sign bit is 1, but that means it's a negative number. That means now the conversion is required. So how can we convert a negative 2's complement number into the original format? Now this in the 2's complement format, this is a negative number. We should know how can we convert a 2's complement negative number into general format. We did that one with the 1's complement. 1's complement is simply inverted. But here we came into 2's complement with 2 steps. So how can we do that one into original number? We have two different methods. First method is invert all the bits in the number to other way around. Invert it. That means change 1 to 0, 0's to 1. Then add 1 to the number. First you invert the number in the answer, then you are adding 1 to the number. This is the most convenient method to do. When you look at the computer side, this will be very simple because always computer will perform only the addition. So now it doesn't want additional circuits to do these operations. We'll see now this example. Sign bit is 1. It's a negative number. Conversion is required. First invert, then add 1 to that. This is the answer. So it's a negative number. It's negative 40. So this is the first method. What's the first method? Invert the number, add 1 to that. This is the most simple and convenient way. Normally computer will carry out this method. Second method. What the second method is, you deduct 1 from the answer. You deduct 1 from the answer, then you invert the numbers there. First you deduct 1, then you invert it, something like this. First you deduct 1. So how to do addition, how to do reduction, all these have been discussed in our previous videos. If you are forgot about those things, or if you know more things about those things, you can watch my previous videos. Previous videos I explain how can we convert these things, how to do the additions, how to do subtraction. All those things are very well explained in my previous videos. You can watch these videos. If you subscribe to my videos, you can get more and more videos time being. So we are deducting 1, then we are inverting that. First you deduct 1, then you invert it. Then you can see this negative number, it's negative 40. You can see that. There are two methods to convert a negative 2's complement number into the original format. We do this calculation now. 29. First get the 1's complement. Add 1 to convert into 2's complement. 14 is a positive number. No conversion required. We'll add these together. Since the sign bit is 1, this is a negative number. Conversion is required. Now we will see how can we convert. So first method, you invert the number, then you add 1 to the answer. You can see this is a negative minus 50. It's correct. You can see now the second method. You deduct 1, then you invert it. Still you get the same mass. You can follow one of this method, but I prefer the first method. Normally computer will also use the first method. So this is a very simple. Invert the number, add 1, or else deduct 1, then invert. You can use one of these method to convert a negative 2's complement number into the original format. We get one more question. This is the minus 29 in 2's complement. You can see now minus 14 in 2's complement. We'll add together. You can add these things together. Okay. So now we have a carry bit. What you are going to do with this one? Carry bits normally ignore. This is the advantage of using the 2's complement. If there's a carry bit, we are not considering about that carry bit. We are just ignoring that one. We are not considering the carry bit, so we don't want any additional circuit to do that. That's one of the advantage of 2's complement. There are several advantages. This is one of the advantage. Okay, since the first bit is 1, sign bit is 1, it's a negative number, you have to convert it. You know how to convert it? There are two methods. We just implement that two methods. This is the first method. Invert it, add 1. Second method, deduct 1, invert it. We'll see this one now. Minus 9, minus 4. We'll add together. There's a carry bit. What do you do that? We are ignoring. Sign bit is 1, is a negative number. So conversion is required. Method 1, invert, add 1. Method 2, deduct 1, invert. You can see the answer is right. You are getting correct answer. Overflow. What is overflow? Generally, overflow is the problem that occurs when a computation produces a value that falls outside the range of the values that can be represented. Because we have looked at in the previous slides how many numbers can be represented in different number methods. If you use different set of bits, you can see the ranges. If we are doing some calculations, if the calculation gets a value which can't represent within that range, then the overflow occurs. Overflow is a serious problem with the computers. You must check the overflow, because if you does not check the overflow, you get a wrong answer. When you are doing calculations, you must check the overflow, because overflow will produce a wrong answer which will mess up all your work. So first we try to check how the overflow and the rules of the overflow. First we check with unsigned numbers with 8 bits. You can see the range now. If you use 8 bits, the range the unsigned numbers can represent. We'll add this one. What is the answer? So this is the outside of this range. That means overflow will occur. Now we will see how the computer will perform this one. Okay. So these are the numbers for 180 and 140. When we add these together, we are getting an extra bit. What we do this one? We can't handle that only the computer, because computers are not facilitated to handle that additional bit, extra bit in the unsigned numbers. So now, even though if you forget about that one, look at the answer. It's 64. Answer is wrong. That means we have a problem. So now overflow occurs because the value is outside of the range. Okay, now we look at this one now. Sign magnitude. First bit is assigned for the sign. We add in this 2. We are getting this answer. But now answer is outside of the range. We do this one with the binary numbers. We can add this together now. This is the answer. Now sign magnitude. First bit is reserved for the sign. It's a 1. So what means? It's a negative number. Since the sign is 1, this is a negative number, your answer is wrong. You can see now the overflow has occurred. We have a problem. One's complement. Another calculation. Answer is negative. Wrong. So here, since it is 1's complement, since the sign bit is 1, it's a negative number, you must convert it. When you convert it, this is the answer you are getting. You can see in the calculation, the first bit is 1, sign bit is 1. That means this is a negative number. You need to convert it. Once you convert, you get this answer. Still it is wrong. Okay, we get one more. In 1's complement, you can see negative 1. We are adding. We have to convert into 1's complement because these are negative numbers. 110 we have converted. 115 we have converted. We now add these things together. We get the carry bit. What you do for carry bit? In 1's complement, we are adding the carry bit to the end of the number. We add to the end, you get this. Now sign bit is 0, this is a positive number. What is the positive number of this? When you convert it to decimal, this is the answer. Is the answer right? It's wrong. You get a wrong answer. It is not correct, it's wrong. So now you can see that overflow has occurred. Okay, we do calculation with the 2's complement now. Look at these two numbers now. We are adding this one in binary format. Both are positive. Conversion is not required. We get this answer. So first bit is the sign bit. This is a negative number. We have to convert it. You know how to convert it. Once you convert, you get this answer. Answer is wrong. Answer is wrong. Okay. We take another one. So we convert into 2's complement because both are negative numbers. We can convert both to 2's complement format. We can add these things together now. We get a carry bit. What do you do? We are ignoring that. In 2's complement, carry bits are simply ignored. So now answer is with the sign bit 0. It's a positive number. Conversion not required. We can make into decimal now. What's the decimal value? Plus 31. Answer is wrong. What that means? Overflow has occurred. So now we can make the conditions how the overflow will occur. When the overflow can occur. Because when you do some calculations, overflow can occur with these conditions. When you add two positive numbers, if it gives the negative answer, then the overflow will occur. If you add in two negative numbers, if the answer gives a positive answer, that means overflow has occurred. There are two conditions. When we add two positives, getting the negative answer, adding two negatives, giving the positive answer. What that means? If the results give the opposite sign of the addition, then you get the overflow case. So the simple rule, if you add in two positives, if you get negative answer, if you add two negatives, when you get a positive answer, overflow can occur. So these are the conditions how the overflow or when the overflow can occur. Simple one is when the results give the opposite sign, that means you are getting the overflow problem. This has to be controlled, handled by your computer. Overflow will give you wrong answers, so your computer system should be able to handle this overflow. Okay, I will give you a few exercises to you. Exercise number 17. You can do these things by yourself and send it to me to the email address given in the next slide. Once you send these answers to me, I will check these three answers and I will mark this answer and I will give the feedback to you. So you can connect to my Google Classroom by sending your name, school and the grade. Once you send me these details, I can pass you the code to connect to my Google Class. All of students who are following my classes should fill complete these exercises and assignment should send to my email address by giving your name, grade, and the institute you are attending. Please write your name, grade, and the institute you are attending. Then I will be marking all these things and will send you the answers with the feedbacks. If you are willing to connect to my Google Classroom, anyone, it's totally free. You can connect, right? So you have to answer this. So today we have discussed with the ones complement number system and the twos complement number system. Ones complement, you can see that positive numbers are same it is, negative number will be represented with inverting. When you are doing calculation with the ones complement, when there's a carry bit, you add that one to the number. If the answer is negative, that means when the sign bit is 1, the answer is negative, you must convert it by inverting it. In twos complement, positive numbers are represented as normally, negative numbers will be represented by adding 1 to the ones complement of the number. When you are doing calculation the twos complement, when there's a carry bit, simple you forget about that. You are ignoring the carry bit. If the answer is negative, you have to convert it to the general number format, maybe by adding 1 to it and inverting it, or deducting 1 and inverting it. You can do these things. Okay, so thank you very much. Look in my video. I kindly request you to subscribe to my video, to my channel, because this gives more and more videos to you. So I request you to subscribe to my channel, share these videos among your friends, and at the same time make a like. Subscribe to my video channel and share these things among your friends. Put a like to that one. If you wish to connect to my Google Classroom, you simply send your name, grade, and the school to this given email address. Then you can connect to my Google Classroom. You can have notes, summaries, quizzes, lot of things with my Google. So thank you very much. Have a good